displaying this. I have always, this little area right here, I always change it out seasonally. I've kept all of their artwork, of course. I like the ideas of people want to put them in books and save it because it condenses it down. But for me, I like to touch it and be able to see the medium that they use. I guess we checked out, but I have all their Christmas artwork, like with my Christmas decorations. So I can just pull those out. I have Halloween, I have Thanksgiving, July 4th, all the different ones. So I display this. We've got a chalkboard and a magnet board right there. And then this is another kind of close by hallway where I frame things, and just because I think they're so colorful and a really great statement. I would probably hang those even if I didn't know that they were my kids' artwork. So I just like to have it all on display, and whether they made it at age 3 or age 20, you need to be cranking out some more art for me if you want to have this updated. This is, the picture is a little bad too, but I have this actually. I got this bowl after my dad passed. I started collecting things of his that meant something to me and to him. And so I got this big bowl, and I just literally set it in my dining room on top of a garden stool so I could add to it. Because it's hard to figure out sometimes what to do with small items. You don't know, they don't maybe work in a shadow box, or you don't know what to do with them. So I just got this big bowl. So for an example, this is his pilot's log. He was a pilot, and this goes back to the 60s, showing what flights he took. My mom is listed in here, like who he took it with, his first solo flight. He learned to fly in Grundy, which if anybody knows anything about that airport, you can fly there, you can fly anywhere coming off the mountain. So that's really cool. This is a buckle from when he worked at the King's Arms restaurant in Williamsburg, and a Boy Scout patch, or a camp patch, I think, and a few things I found from his golf cart. This is dry shampoo in his golf cart. And it's weird to come, but just things that I didn't know what else to do with, quite frankly. And so I thought I would keep them in this bowl and just look at them from time to time. It makes me happy. These are also from Camp Sequoia. They had to take the pool out there a few years ago. And believe it or not, you can still find, well, it was like 23 years ago, you can find these turquoise pool tiles where they jackhammered up around the edge. So I found them in the lake. So I just brought them to our table and I just set them there. You can put them in a bowl or jar, but they're a great conversation piece. You know, if someone comes to dinner, you just say, hey, look at this. This is kind of a cool thing. And this is also Camp Sequoia. These are pictures from the 1960s that I have all black and whites that show all the different activities they had out there. And I put something in the middle to kind of anchor it, an old camp ore, so that it's kind of breaks it up a little bit. That's definitely a great conversation starter. You could frame, I'm sure you've got old photos, you can have them blown up at CVS, or you may just already have them, but to frame them on the wall, even if you don't know the stories, you can make some fun ones up if you have to. But, or if you don't have them, you can find these at antique stores as well. It's kind of sad to me, but there's always scrapbooks down there and photos that, for whatever reason, somehow they ended up there. Now on to collections. Things, little things, or big things even, really, they look better in a collection. So one of the latest projects I did was this silver platter, silver tray wall. It's got my family's a big golf family, so it's got some of my dad's golf trophies, some of my mom's, my son's, mine. And so I just kind of started adding to this. And I recently went to an estate sale, and I got some there. Normally I probably wouldn't hang like other people's trophies there unless they meant something, but I found one there of a tournament that my dad played in with the man from the estate sale. So I got that and I hung it up there. A lot of people say, what do you do if you need to polish them? That really doesn't bother me that bad. So I just kind of overlook it, or maybe once a year they get a good polishing, but I kind of like the different patinas. So, and unfortunately our friend Joanne is not here today, but she gave me this recently, because she's getting rid of them for some reason. I don't know why, but this is from Willowbrook Country Club over near Grundy, from this fifth white winter, 1978. So I will be adding that somewhere. And I've got, you can barely see, but I've got them hanging all through there. But I want to show you this video of my very, very favorite estate sale find that's along with the, in the silver tray vein.
This is my most favorite estate sale find ever. It's a gigantic silver tray that was signed with an engraving pen by everyone who attended my aunt and uncle's 25th anniversary party in the 70s. After a little silver polishing elbow grease, my mom and I spent at least an hour going over the entire tray, and we knew almost every name on there. This is something I will treasure forever, and I hope to take it to our 100th family reunion celebration this summer, and also bring it out for my own parties. What a great family heirloom. Follow me for...
That was just absolutely a great find, and it's super heavy. And actually, I've got one more little video on it to show you what I ended up, I don't think this has any audio, doing with it. I hung it in my dining room, so it's kind of almost like a mirror too, because of the reflection. So it's really fun. We had so much fun going over all the, looking at the names, and a few people, you know, either, well, a lot of people are no longer here that are on the names, or they're divorced or whatever. It was just so much fun to go over it all with my mom to like talk about everything that was from the times. And these are the, my mom and my grandmother, well, both my grandmothers love to bronze shoes. So this is my, my mom's grandmother's shoe that they bronzed. I mean, I don't even, and also it's tiny, tiny shoe. But that's such a cool, and I wrote in here on a tag so that people could later know whose shoe it was and what it's about. So I have that in one of my granny's cabinets in my kitchen. These are some of my shoes. I've got some of my dad's as well. I think I've got a video on this, but I thought these would even be cute, like on a tree, hanging, so cute. There's little baby shoes. But thank you for doing that. I love that I have a mom who saved everything and saved it in a neat way. I think I've got a short video.
I dare say there's not a lot of people who have a bigger bronzed shoe collection than I do. My mom had so many of my baby shoes bronzed or silver, and my mama bronzed some of my dad's baby shoes. My granny even bronzed her mom's adult-size shoe. What to do with all of these? I'm glad you asked. Place them on shelves in groups on top of books or use as bookends. My tiny silver ones with a beautiful bow would even be adorable Christmas ornaments. I'm so thankful I come from a long line of sentimental dreamers.
I've also got, my mom started a collection for me years ago in the 80s of Wallace silver bells. And they have the year on them every year. So I literally have like 45 of these probably. And I've got a little video on this as well.
This tiny Christmas bell changed my decor. My mom started giving me one Wallace silver Christmas bell every year in the 1980s. These bells are the soundtrack of my Christmas. They work perfectly on my vintage silver tree. The bells slip right on since they have a ring on top. Pro tip, if you store the bells in Ziploc baggies throughout the year, you will only have to polish them every 2 to 3 years. Every bell is a sweet Christmas memory. What do you collect for Christmas?
I do love putting them in a bowl as well, and I love the sound that they make. This may be my favorite category, and it's also the easiest category, and doesn't take up a lot of space, that you could do with so many different items, repurposed items. Why not repurpose these things? This is one of my favorite things. Not only did my dad pass away, but my stepdad, who was very special to me, also passed away right before him. So I took their shirts and had them, I didn't do this myself, but I had them done into pillows. Each child of mine got one from each of their grandfathers. So I just put them on the sofa or on their beds, and they're just really